Jessica, what are you going to be working on now?
Now we're going to work on the sweet potato salad because we're talking too much. The blueberries are actually cooling over here, so I am going to start on the sweet potatoes. And if you'll find the sweet potatoes, that would be awesome. We have already cubed them and cooked them ahead of time. We've already done that because that does take a while. But we just did these in the microwaves. We did cut them up before we cooked them, and we put them in the microwave for about 3.5 to 4 minutes. It just really depends on the wattage of your microwave. And now we're just going to saute some red peppers. It's better off if you use a nonstick pan, but I just made my pan nonstick by spraying Pam on it. And if you really want to be more environmentally friendly, they actually have these awesome new pumpers that are out that you can pour your own canola oil and olive oil into. And it's a
chef has had those forever. In case you didn't know.
Well, I did. Well, I haven't been around forever.
Oh, well. She's so young. Excuse me.
So
you're still the good witch, but we've got another bad witch down there.
So I've just learned about them, but they're actually a lot more environmentally friendly if you do want to make your own, and it's also cheaper.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I don't tell people to cook with extra virgin olive oil. I don't tell people to cook with it just because of the fact that it's not what you think. I'm not Rachel Ray. You should not be using EVOO and everything because of the fact that when you heat up extra virgin olive oil to a certain temperature, it actually releases chemicals.
Breaks down.
And it breaks down all of the good stuff that's in it. So you're actually not doing yourself any favors. You should just get some canola oil and do it that way. So I did make my pan nonstick. We did add a red pepper. Now we're adding an onion. And I did chop these a little finer than you're supposed to just because I'm not an onion fan and I like mine smaller. But in the recipe that you'll actually get to try, they are in the 1-inch thickness.
And I will tell you, the recipe calls for red bell pepper. Right now, red bell pepper costs $1.99 a piece. But when you think about how many servings this makes, then it's not so bad. I personally would not use green bell pepper in it. I think it would be too strong a flavor. Now, of course, I want you to shop in the Food City Produce Department, but if you grow peppers at home and you have red bell peppers, but right now the red and the yellow and the orange peppers are coming in from Holland. They're imported, and they are $2 a piece. But this will make at least 8 servings, at least.
If you look at the, it makes like a potato salad. That's the purpose. It's a
that's
sweet
2
potato
pounds
salad.
of sweet potatoes.
So I mean, it makes enough for a family. And so when you look at it that way, it's not that expensive.
I think the interesting thing is this is kind of a different twist on your usual potato salad. And the first time Jessica and I ever tasted it, we were at UT and we partnered with them in the Knoxville area. And we saw that on the menu and we were like, we're not quite so sure about that. And then they served it and it was very good. It was, a different flavor, a different texture almost.
We were about about turkey.
Yeah, we were kind of looking at each other thinking,
You tried that first.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But then after we both tried it, it was really, really good.
Now you don't remember, you're too young to remember Mikey.
Mikey
let
eats
Mikey
everything.
Yeah. You don't? Oh, you remember Mikey? You were about his age then, I guess. When
Mikey's always been around. Mikey eats everything. That was our nickname.
Parents told me that as I grew up.
Give it to you. You're like Mikey. You'll eat anything.
And they're like, you should try it.
And you also get a nice facial from the steam. So we're gonna turn the bin on a little bit. Little fan, and you just saute it until it turns brown, and it'll take me a few minutes. So hang on, I'm adding garlic, by the way, because I'm almost done tenderizing my onions and matted green onions now.
Okay.
So while they're trying to figure that out, I did add the garlic before I took it off the heat, and these did brown a little quicker. Just because they are cut in smaller pieces, but it normally takes a little longer just to brown them. So I added a teaspoon of garlic. You can add as much garlic as you like, because garlic is one of those things that if you like garlic a lot, you'd like a whole lot of garlic in there. But we are a little on the milder tastes up here, so we did a teaspoon of garlic. Minced garlic. And then after that, you add all of your fluids, and you just mix them together. Mix that with the potatoes. You stick it in the fridge, and you pull it out when you're ready to go. And it's simple, because that took me, 3 or 4 minutes to do? The chopping is the long part. And as they're doing that, I'm gonna just show you. I normally don't like to use these because what are these for? Who said measuring? Very good. They are for measuring, but most of the time these are made for dry ingredients, and I don't like to use these just because of the fact that it's incorrect measuring. But in this case, it is both a liquid and a dry, because you can actually see it has a little pour spout. Most of the time, it is best to use a glass cup, you know, measuring cup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, I've mixed in all the onions, I just stirred them together. So now we're adding the red wine, vinegar.
And this
you
has
could
got
do
like
red wine, but it doesn't cook out.
1 tablespoon of oil is all that's in here for your added fat.
And then it's a tablespoon of olive oil, like she said.
Now the time you might want to use extra virgin olive oil might be in a recipe like this, or like drizzle it on a salad when you want that taste. But otherwise you're wasting your money if you're using extra virgin olive oil to cook with.
Basically. So that, like she said, this is the time because we're not doing any more cooking to it. I am using a half a teaspoon of thyme. Once again, this is one of those things that if you don't like thyme, you don't like to have extra thyme, get it? Okay, never mind.
All right, now
I'm not really funny.
Do you crush it before you put it in there?
I don't.
Do you go like this?
I don't.
That's
I mean, I don't crush it.
That's the Becky Homeki in me.
That's Becky
Here.
Homeki, so I'm going to let her.
Here.
So you put the half a teaspoon in her hand, and then she will actually crush it over.
Now, if you go to look for thyme,
Those of us who are dietitians, we just buy it already ground.
well, no, there's actually 3 different kinds of dry thyme. You can get ground dry thyme, crushed dry thyme, or whole leaf ground thyme. This is,
Or I just pour it on there.
well, but see, if you have the ground, you don't want to use as much. You'd use like half what this calls for.
Then you should probably
Because
not
it's
try
more
the other
concentrating.
recipe. We'll try this one instead. She's doing well at this game.
You release its essences when you crush it.
You do with your lentils too.
All right.
It should be ready.
Okay, let